Hello, and welcome, my dear listeners. I'm so happy that you are here with me today. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Code Your English. Your time is valuable, and I truly appreciate that you are spending it here. Whether you are listening in the morning, during the day, or at night, I want to say thank you. Thank you for choosing to grow. Thank you for choosing to learn something new. And most of all, thank you for not giving up. Your presence means a lot. You are not just a listener. You are part of this journey. You are part of a learning community that is growing, step by step, together. So, from my heart, I want to say, I see your effort, and I'm proud of you. Today, we are talking about something very important, something powerful. The title of this episode is Power in Progress. What does that mean? It means that true power doesn't come from being perfect. It doesn't come from having everything figured out. Real power comes from progress, from moving forward little by little, from trying, from learning, from growing, even when it's hard. You don't need to be the best. You just need to keep going. In this episode, we will talk about personal growth, but not the kind of growth that happens in one day. We will talk about the slow, quiet, beautiful growth that happens when you try, when you make mistakes, and when you keep learning. Maybe you are learning English right now. Maybe you are trying to change your life, build better habits, or become stronger inside. No matter what your goal is, the key to growth is progress. Even one small step can lead to something big. This episode will help you understand why progress is so powerful, and why your effort is never wasted. I invite you to listen carefully. You can also speak along with me if you want to practice your English speaking. When you repeat words and sentences, it helps you learn faster and feel more confident. So, don't be shy. Use your voice. This podcast is not just about listening. It's about practicing. It's about feeling more connected to your English learning and to yourself. Remember, this podcast is made especially for English learners like you. I will speak clearly and slowly, using simple words and easy-to-understand sentences. I want you to enjoy the journey. I want you to feel inspired. I want you to feel stronger, more motivated, and more hopeful by the end of this episode. So, are you ready to grow? Are you ready to feel the power that comes with progress? Then let's begin. Let's take this journey together. One word, one idea, one step at a time. What does progress mean? Let's now talk about a very important word, progress. What does progress really mean? Progress is when you move forward. It means that you are not staying in the same place. You are taking steps, small or big, to grow, to learn, and to become better than you were yesterday. Progress does not mean being perfect. It does not mean winning or being the best. It simply means you are trying. You are doing something. You are learning something. You are making an effort to improve. Sometimes we think that progress has to be something big. We believe that we need to achieve something amazing to feel proud. But that's not true. Progress is often small. Very small. And that's okay. In fact, small progress is what builds strong success over time. Let me give you an example. Imagine you are learning English. One day, you learn just one new word. That's progress. It may not feel big, but your vocabulary is growing. You know more than you did yesterday. That is a win. Progress can also mean waking up 5 minutes earlier than you did last week. It can mean drinking more water today than yesterday. It can mean saying no to something that is not good for you. It can be listening to this podcast instead of wasting time. All of these are small actions, but they are powerful. Why? Because they show that you are moving forward. You are trying. And that is what truly matters. Sometimes we don't see our progress because it happens slowly. It doesn't happen in one day or one week. But if you look back over a few months or a year, you will see how far you've come. Maybe a year ago, you didn't understand English podcasts, and now you're here, listening, learning, and understanding more and more each day. That is real, beautiful progress. Many people stop trying because they think their progress is not enough. They feel they are too slow, or not smart enough, or not successful yet. But remember, even a slow journey is still a journey. Even small steps will take you to the top of the mountain if you keep going. The only way to fail is to stop. As long as you are moving forward, you are winning. You are growing. You are making progress. Let me share another simple example. Think of a baby learning how to walk. The baby falls many times, but each time they try again. They stand up, they take one step, then fall again. But slowly, they walk. Then they run. No one tells the baby, "You are too slow," or "You should give up." We all cheer for the baby, because we know that learning takes time. In the same way, you must cheer for yourself. Be kind to yourself. You are learning. You are growing. You are making progress, even if you fall sometimes. Progress is also personal. This means that your progress will look different from someone else's. And that's okay. You don't need to compare your journey to others. What matters is that you are better than you were yesterday. What matters is that you are trying, learning, and showing up every day. Even when it's hard. That is the real meaning of progress. Think of your mind like a garden. Every time you learn something, you plant a seed. Every time you try, even if it's not perfect, you water that seed. Over time, the seed becomes a plant, and one day, it grows into a tree. That's how progress works. It starts small, but if you keep going, it becomes something strong and beautiful. So, next time you think, "I'm not good enough," or "I'm not making progress," I want you to stop and think again. Did you learn one new word today? That's progress. Did you listen to this podcast without quitting? That's progress. Did you choose to believe in yourself, even just a little? That is powerful progress. Celebrate those small steps. They matter more than you think. One small step today can lead to a big change tomorrow. And the most important part is, you're moving forward. You're growing. And that means you're already on the path to success. Why progress is powerful. Let's talk now about why progress is powerful. We already talked about what progress means. Now, let's look at what it does to you, inside your heart and inside your mind. Progress is not just about learning new things. It's also about becoming stronger, braver, and more confident with every step you take forward. Even small progress can create big change over time. One of the most powerful things about progress is how it builds confidence. When you take a step forward, even a small one, you begin to believe in yourself more. You start to think, "I can do this." Maybe you try speaking in English with someone, and even if you make a mistake, you realize nothing bad happened. You spoke. You tried. That small success gives you confidence to try again. Every time you move forward, even just a little, your self-belief grows. You begin to trust yourself more. You feel stronger, and that strength stays with you. Progress also makes you emotionally strong. When you are working towards something, you are not just changing the outside world, you are changing yourself. You are becoming more patient, more focused, and more positive. These are not things you can buy or get quickly. These are qualities you build with time and effort. Each small action you take, each time you don't give up, you are growing on the inside. And that's where real strength comes from. Many people think they need to be perfect to be strong. But that is not true. Trying is more important than being perfect. Perfection is not real. Nobody is perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone fails sometimes. But the people who become strong are the ones who keep trying. They don't give up. They learn from their mistakes, and they move forward. That's what gives them power. Think about this. When you try something new, like learning a new English word, you are training your brain. You are giving it new information. And when you keep trying, your brain becomes better at learning. Just like a muscle gets stronger with exercise, your brain gets smarter with effort. This is why even small efforts help us grow. One new word a day may not seem like much, but after 1 month, you've learned 30 new words. After a year, that could be 300 or more. This is how progress turns into power. One step at a time. And remember, progress gives you something else that's very important. Hope. When you see yourself moving forward, you start to believe in your future. You begin to think, maybe I can do more. Maybe I can become the person I want to be. Hope is very powerful. It helps you stay strong during hard times. It helps you keep going, even when you feel tired. And progress gives you that hope because it shows you that change is possible, that you are changing. Let's take another simple example. Imagine a person who wants to get fit. They don't go to the gym one time and suddenly become strong. No, they go regularly. Maybe at first they can only walk for 10 minutes, but after 1 week, they walk for 15, then 20. Slowly, they feel better. Their body becomes stronger. They feel proud. They feel alive. That feeling comes from progress, not from being perfect, but from showing up and trying. In the same way, when you listen to English podcasts, read books, or speak English with others, you may not feel perfect, you may even feel nervous, but every time you try, you grow, and over time, you become confident. Your fear becomes smaller, your courage becomes bigger. You don't need to be perfect to feel proud. You just need to try, again and again. So if you ever feel like your progress is too slow or not good enough, I want you to remember this. Progress is power. It builds your confidence. It makes you emotionally strong. It shows you what is possible when you don't give up. It teaches you that every small effort matters. It reminds you that you are not stuck. You are growing, learning, and becoming better every day. Trying is not just an action. It is a decision, a choice. And every time you choose to try, you choose power. You choose growth. You choose to believe in yourself. And that choice can change your life. So keep going. Keep learning. Keep growing. Because real power doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from making progress, one small step at a time. Personal growth takes time. Let's now talk about something very important and very real, and that is this truth. Personal growth takes time. It is not something that happens quickly. It is not like turning on a light. Growth is slow. and sometimes you cannot see it at first. But it is always happening, as long as you keep trying. You must be patient with yourself, just like you are patient with someone you love. Think about how a plant grows. You don't plant a seed in the ground and expect it to become a big tree in one day. That's not how nature works. First, you plant the seed. Then you water it. You wait. You take care of it. You don't see anything for a few days, maybe even weeks. But under the ground, something is happening. The roots are growing. The seed is opening. And slowly, a small green leaf comes out. This is how growth begins, quietly and slowly. And the same is true for you. You are like that seed. When you decide to learn something new, like English, or when you decide to improve yourself, you are planting a seed. You may not see big results in the beginning. You may feel like nothing is changing. But don't give up. Keep showing up. Keep learning. Keep practicing. Your roots are growing. You are becoming stronger on the inside. Even if you don't see it yet on the outside. Many people stop because they want fast results. They want to speak perfect English in 1 month. Or they want to change their life in just a few days. But life doesn't work like that. Growth is not fast. Real change takes time. Think about how long it takes for a baby to learn how to walk. Months of trying, falling, standing up, and trying again. No one expects the baby to walk perfectly right away. We celebrate every small step. You must celebrate your steps too, even the small ones. It's also important to remember that it's okay to fail. Failure is not the end. Failure is part of growth. When you fail, you learn something. You understand what went wrong. You get stronger. You become wiser. In fact, many of the most successful people in the world have failed many times. But they didn't stop. They learned. They tried again. That's why they grew. If you try to speak English and you make a mistake, that's okay. That's how you learn. Every mistake is a teacher. Every mistake gives you a chance to grow. What's not okay is giving up completely. Because when you give up, your growth stops. But when you try again, even after falling, you keep moving forward. You are still growing. Another thing to remember is that everyone's growth is different. Some people learn fast, others learn slowly. Some grow in one area of life, others in a different area. You don't have to compare yourself to anyone. Your journey is your own. Your timing is your own. And your growth will come as long as you are patient and consistent. Let's go back to the tree example. Some trees grow fast, others grow slowly. But both can become strong and beautiful. The speed doesn't matter. What matters is that they keep growing. The same is true for you. Your growth may be slow, but it is real. And one day, you will look back and see how far you've come. You'll be amazed. So, my message to you is this. Be patient with yourself. Trust the process. Keep watering your mind with good thoughts, new words, and small efforts. Keep trying, even if it's hard. Keep going, even if you don't see quick results. Because every day that you try, you are growing. Every small action matters. And over time, all of these small actions become big change. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are exactly where you need to be. Just keep going. Trust your journey. Believe in your future. Personal growth takes time, but it is always worth it. Learning from mistakes. Now, let's talk about something that many people are afraid of: mistakes. But here's the truth. Mistakes are not bad. Mistakes are not something to feel ashamed of. In fact, mistakes are one of the most powerful tools for learning. Every time you make a mistake, you are getting a little bit better. You are learning something new. You are moving forward. You are growing. Many people feel scared when they make a mistake. They think, I failed, or I'm not good enough. But that's not true. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of success. You cannot grow without mistakes. You cannot improve without falling down sometimes. Just like you cannot learn to walk without tripping, you cannot learn English or anything in life without making errors. Let me give you a very simple example. Imagine you are learning English, and you want to say a sentence like, she goes to school every day. But instead, you say, she go to school every day. That's a mistake, but it's a very helpful one. Maybe someone corrects you, or maybe you hear the correct sentence in a podcast or a video. Now, you learn the rule. With she, we say goes, not go, and you remember it. Next time, you say it correctly. That mistake helped you grow. Without that mistake, you might never have understood the rule. So in this way, your mistake became your teacher. Mistakes show us what we don't know. And that's a good thing. When you see your weak points, you can work on them. You can practice them. You can turn them into your strengths. Think of mistakes like a mirror. They show you where you are right now and where you can go next. The mistake is not the end. It's the beginning of better learning. Let's also talk about mindset. Some people make a mistake and feel very bad. They say, I'm stupid, or I'll never be good at this. But that kind of thinking doesn't help. Instead, we should say, okay, I made a mistake. What can I learn from it? This is a growth mindset. It means you believe that you can improve through effort and learning. It means you believe in your ability to grow, even when things go wrong. Let me tell you a personal story. When I first started learning English, I was afraid to speak. I didn't want to make mistakes. One day, I tried to say, I'm very excited, but I accidentally said, I'm very exited. I didn't know the difference. I thought I was saying something good, but the people I spoke to looked confused. Later, I realized that excited means happy or full of energy, and exited means to leave a place. It was a funny mistake and a little embarrassing, but I never forgot that lesson. That one mistake taught me something that stayed with me forever. And now I smile when I remember it. So you see, mistakes are not the end of the road. They are like signs, showing you where to go next. They help you understand your journey. They help you grow in ways that are deeper and stronger than just learning from books. And the best part is, when you learn from a mistake, you usually remember it much longer. It becomes part of your experience, not just your knowledge. Also, I want you to remember, everyone makes mistakes. Even native English speakers make mistakes. Even great writers and speakers do. That's normal. It's human. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be willing to try. And when you make a mistake, just smile, learn, and move on. That is how real progress happens. So next time you say the wrong word, or forget a grammar rule, or don't understand something, don't feel bad. Take a deep breath. Remind yourself, this is part of the process. This is part of growing. This is not failure. This is learning. You are not going backward. You are moving forward. And most importantly, celebrate your mistakes. Yes, celebrate them, because they show that you are trying. They show that you are brave. And they show that you care enough to learn and grow. So keep making mistakes. Keep learning from them. and keep growing stronger every day. Effort is the key. Now, let's talk about something very important, something that can change your life. That is the idea that effort is the key. Yes, effort, not talent, not luck, not quick success, but simple, honest effort. When we try, when we work hard, when we give our best, that's when we grow. That's when we become stronger. That's when we move closer to our goals. Many people believe that only results matter. They think, if I don't win, it's not worth it. Or, if I don't speak perfect English, I'm not good enough. But this thinking is not helpful. The truth is, the most important part of growth is not the result. It's the effort you put in. Results will come later. But effort is something you can control right now, today, in this very moment. Think about this. You cannot control how fast you learn something. You cannot control every result in life. But you can control your effort. You can choose to show up, to study, to listen, to speak, to try, even when it's hard. That choice builds you. That choice shapes you. That choice makes you into a person with strong character. When we say that effort builds character, we mean that effort changes who you are inside. When you work hard for something, you become more patient. You become more focused. You become more confident. And most importantly, you become more resilient. This means you don't give up easily. You become the kind of person who keeps going, even when things are not easy. Let's use an example. Imagine two people learning English. One person learns quickly. The other person learns slowly, but keeps practicing every day. The first person may look successful for a short time, but the second person is building something much stronger. They are building discipline. They are building the habit of effort. And in the long run, that effort will lead them to real success, not just in English, but in life. Effort also teaches us to respect ourselves. When you know you tried your best, you feel proud. Even if the result is not perfect, you know you gave it your all. That feeling is powerful. It gives you energy. It gives you confidence. It helps you stand tall and say, I didn't give up. I kept going. That's something no one can take away from you. Now, let's be honest. There will be days when you feel tired. There will be times when you feel like stopping. You might think, why am I doing this? I'm not seeing fast results. And that's normal. Everyone feels that way sometimes. But those are the moments when effort matters the most. Those are the moments that test your strength. And if you keep going, even when it's hard, that's when you grow the most. Let me share a simple story. There was a student who wanted to improve his English speaking. But he was shy. He was afraid to talk in front of others. Still, every day, he practiced alone. He repeated words. He listened to podcasts. He recorded his voice. At first, it felt like nothing was changing. But after 3 months, he could speak with more confidence. Not because he was perfect, but because he put in the effort. Every single day. And that effort changed him. You see, effort is not always exciting. It's not always fast. Sometimes it feels boring. But it's like planting seeds every day. You may not see the plant grow immediately, but one day you'll look back and see a beautiful garden. That garden is the result of your daily effort. So, I want to remind you today, don't stop trying. Even if you don't see results yet, keep going. Even if it feels hard, keep showing up. Your effort matters. It's not wasted. It's building your future. It's shaping who you are. You don't need to be the best. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to try, again and again, because that's what strong people do. They try, they fall, they get back up, and they keep going. So, my friend, no matter where you are on your journey, whether you're just starting or you've been learning for a long time, remember this: effort is the key. Keep putting in the work. Keep believing in yourself. And never forget that every small step forward counts. Your future is being built right now by every effort you make today. How to keep moving forward. Now that we have talked about the power of progress, the value of effort, and learning from mistakes, let's talk about something very practical: how to keep moving forward. Life is a journey. Learning is a journey. And sometimes we feel lost or tired on the way. That's why I want to share with you 5 simple tips that can help you stay strong, stay focused, and keep growing, even when the road feels slow. The first tip is: set small goals. Big goals can feel exciting, but they can also feel too far away. Sometimes, when a goal is too big, we feel scared or overwhelmed. That's why small goals are so helpful. They are easier to reach, and they help you stay motivated. For example, instead of saying, "I want to speak fluent English," say, "I will learn 5 new words this week." Or, "I will listen to 1 podcast episode today." When you reach a small goal, you feel happy, you feel proud, and that good feeling helps you move to the next goal. Over time, these small steps lead to big changes. The second tip is: learn 1 new thing every day. Learning doesn't have to be hard or heavy. It can be simple and fun. You can learn 1 new English word. You can learn a new sentence or a new grammar rule. You can learn something about your own habits or about how you feel. Every day is a chance to grow, just a little. And when you learn something new, your brain becomes stronger. You also feel a sense of progress, and that gives you energy to keep going. So, ask yourself each day, what did I learn today? It could be something big or something small. But if you learn something, even 1 thing, it's a good day. The third tip is: celebrate small wins. Many people forget to celebrate their progress. They only focus on what they haven't done yet. But this is a mistake. It's very important to notice and celebrate your small victories. Did you finish a full podcast in English today? That's a win. Did you speak English with someone without fear? That's a win. Did you study for 10 minutes even when you were tired? That's a big win. Celebrating small wins helps you stay motivated. It reminds you that your effort is working. You are moving forward. So take a moment to say, "Well done, me." Give yourself a smile. Be proud of your progress. The fourth tip is: be kind to yourself. This one is very important. Sometimes we are too hard on ourselves. We say things like, "I'm not good enough," or "I should do better." But negative thoughts like these don't help. They make us feel small and weak and tired. Instead, try to be gentle with yourself. Speak to yourself the way you would speak to a good friend. If your friend made a mistake, you wouldn't shout at them. You would say, "It's okay. You tried. Keep going." You deserve that same kindness. Remember, you are learning. You are growing. And that takes time and patience. Be kind to yourself on the hard days, not just the easy ones. And the fifth tip is: don't compare your journey to others. In today's world, it's easy to look at other people and feel like they are doing better. Maybe they speak English more fluently. Maybe they look more confident. But what you see on the outside is not the whole story. Everyone has their own struggles. Everyone has their own timeline. Your journey is special because it's yours. You don't have to be faster than anyone else. You just have to keep going at your own pace. Comparison can steal your joy. But when you focus on your own path, your own effort, and your own progress, you feel more free, you feel more peaceful, and you grow better. So, let's go over the 5 tips again. Set small goals. Learn one new thing every day. Celebrate small wins. Be kind to yourself. And don't compare your journey to others. These tips are simple, but they are powerful. If you follow them every day, even just a little, you will feel stronger, more motivated, and more confident on your journey. Remember, moving forward doesn't mean going fast. It means not stopping. It means showing up every day with a learning heart and an open mind. And you are already doing that right now. By listening, by learning, by caring about your growth. You are doing better than you think. So take a deep breath, smile, and say to yourself, I'm moving forward, I'm growing, and I'm proud of my effort. Before we move to the end of our episode, I want to take a quiet moment with you. Just you and me. Let's pause and reflect together. You've been listening, you've been thinking, you've been learning, and that matters. So now, let's slow down for a few minutes and look inside ourselves. Let me ask you something. What small thing did you learn recently? It doesn't have to be big. Maybe you learned a new word in English. Maybe you understood a grammar rule that was confusing before. Or maybe you learned something about yourself, like how strong you are when things are difficult, or how kind you can be to others, even when you're tired. Take a moment and really think. You might be surprised. Learning is not just about books or exams. It's also about understanding yourself and your life more deeply. So, what did you learn, even if it was something very small? Now here's another question. How have you changed in the last year? Think about where you were 12 months ago. Were you more afraid to speak English? Were you more unsure of yourself? Were you stuck in a routine or feeling lost? And now, look at you. You're here. You're listening to this podcast. You're working on your language, your mindset, your personal growth. That is change. That is progress. And it deserves to be noticed. Sometimes we don't see how far we've come because we are always looking ahead. We forget to look back. But when you stop and reflect, you realize, wow, I've grown. I've improved. I'm becoming someone stronger. Even if your steps have been small, even if your journey hasn't been perfect, you are still moving forward. And that's something to be proud of. Maybe this year you started learning English again after giving up. Maybe you made your first English-speaking friend. Maybe you listened to your first podcast episode without subtitles. Or maybe you just found the courage to try, and that alone is a big win. I want you to know something important. Every step forward matters. No step is too small. No effort is wasted. Even when you feel like you're not moving fast enough, you are still moving. And that's what really matters. Progress is not a straight line. Sometimes we move fast, and sometimes we slow down. Sometimes we even take a step back. But that doesn't mean we've failed. It just means we're human. And being human means learning, falling, rising, and continuing. So I want to encourage you. Don't let self-doubt stop you. Don't let fear make your decisions. Don't let comparison steal your confidence. Keep walking your own path. Keep learning your way. Keep believing in your growth. You have more strength inside you than you know. You are capable of learning anything, growing through anything, and becoming someone you'll be proud of. So take that next step, no matter how small, and take it with courage. And remember this: you don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep going. Progress is not about speed. It's about direction. And if you're listening to this podcast right now, it means you're moving in the right direction. You're not just learning English. You're learning to believe in yourself. You're learning to show up for yourself. And that's beautiful. So ask yourself again today: what did I learn today? How have I grown this week? What am I proud of? And answer those questions with honesty and love, because you are doing better than you think. And now, we've come to the end of today's episode. I want to thank you, truly, for spending this time with me. Whether you were walking, working, relaxing, or just taking a break, I'm so glad you chose to listen. You made space in your day to learn, to grow, and to think. And that means something. That's how progress begins. Today, we talked about a simple but powerful truth. Progress brings power. When you keep learning, when you try even when it's hard, when you give your best effort, you become stronger. You become wiser. You grow in ways you may not even see at first. But over time, that growth adds up. That growth turns into confidence. It turns into skill. It turns into a better, more powerful version of you. Every time you make an effort to read, to listen, to speak, to understand, you're planting a seed. And even if you don't see the results right away, that seed is growing. And one day, it will bloom. So I want to leave you with this simple encouragement. Keep learning. Keep going. And never give up. There will be days when you feel stuck or tired or unsure. That's okay. But don't stop. You're on a journey. And every step you take, even the small ones, is leading you somewhere better. You don't need to rush. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to stay in motion. Learning from your mistakes, giving your best effort, and believing that your growth matters. If today's message helped you, I invite you to listen again whenever you need encouragement. Let these words remind you that you're not alone and that your journey is important. Share this episode with a friend, a classmate, or someone you care about. You never know who might need these words too. And of course, I'd love to have you back for the next episode. There's always more to learn, more to discover, and more ways to grow together. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind to yourself, and most of all, keep moving forward. You are doing better than you think. You are becoming someone amazing, and your journey is only just beginning. Thank you so much for listening.